You're
Say
live.
live. All right, we're live. We are live. Refresh my screen. Oh, there we are. I'm using the wireless. How is everybody? Who all we got on here? Yeah, we got to refresh. We're live over there. We've got.
Oh,
No, I've
we got a
already got
commercial.
feed.
Thanks, John.
I've got Neil Elliott saying almost 3,000 cars to show today.
Yep.
We've got Boob's Garage, Unfinished Project, George Bonnie 90. George Bonnie 90, he's the party starter. He always gets here early. Big Bear, he said, did Uncle Tony show up yet? He was, Big Bear, he whirlwinded in this morning about 8 o'clock, in and out. And then he and I went and dropped off that Hemi blocks, the GTX, that 67 GTX. He dropped off the block for Ray Barton to do the main home and the home with the deck plate. And then we went over and filmed a video at a train museum. So that video is going up probably tonight, maybe tomorrow, but it's a cool video, something different. Let's see here. Look at this, check this out. Don and Wendy English are in the comments and Don English is in the house. Check that out. How many of you guys have wanted to meet the famous Don English and Don and Wendy English? And we have the Mopar Den himself. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? He's one of those cool statesmen in the comments, and here he is in the flesh, in person. And we have the rude Mopar dude who doesn't want you to know that he's actually really polite, but he goes by rude Mopar dude. But anyway,
I'll stay over here.
we have a great crowd here tonight. And running the comments, pop in, introduce yourself.
Where would you like me to
People,
sit?
the camera helps. They can't use their.
What's up,
imagination.
everybody? Big shout out to Brian. I saw you. Roland, George from Vermont.
Roland's running the comments for us. He's doing the highlight. So if you make a good comment, he can put it on the screen. You make a bad comment, he can throw you out. How cool is that?
Got all the power.
In the house.
That's right. We have. Let's check that out. Jason's Garage. What's up, y'all?
Jason was supposed to come down. We talked about it, but
Yep. This is just a crowd of who all was just here. We got other folks here milling around. We'll be in and out, but we've had a big last couple of days, and swamp and show and all kind of stuff. So come on in here, y'all. Come in.
Yeah,
we,
fun.
we got a big crew here, so not everybody wants to be on camera, but we just want to hang out with you guys. So, what's up, Brian? Lunar Outlaw in the house. We didn't want to jump on your ending there, but thanks for dropping in.
Yep.
Hello, Don Perry. Good to see you. Yeah, Lunar said he's sorry he couldn't be down here with us. He had some family things he needed to take care of because he's such a good dad, and we're glad he's taking care of that. But we do miss him here. We wish he could be here because it's been a fun weekend. So
Yeah, it has. I was looking forward to seeing that car.
I know it. I was looking forward to riding in it in a milk crate.
Yeah.
Around the fairgrounds. There's Captain Zoo, LB Bruin 79. This thing. So I'm having to use my phone to read comments because we got so many of us here that the computer is way down there, and I have no hope of reading the comments. So I'm reading them on my phone while Roland the gatekeeper is running comments over there up close. So
I'm sitting here
Yeah.
blind to everything.
But the problem is that YouTube makes the hide comment bar so close to the comments, you close them by accident. So sorry about that. I lose my place because of that. But LB Bruin 79, and this is, by the way, speaking of LB Bruin 79 here, Vince, check this out. So Vince gave me this. How cool is this? This is the program from the first Chryslers at Carlisle.
Cool.
The first one,
August 91.
1991.
$2.
And this has a great story with it. So he goes to an all makes show at Chryslers, or not Chryslers, Carlisle, but he goes to an all-makes show at Carlisle,
Okay.
driving that very car,
Oh, yeah?
this very car. And they take a picture of it. And then he comes to the first Chryslers at Carlisle in 91, and what's on the cover? His car, his very car. He drove this very car. And he brought it up there to sell, and the guy came over and was all excited to photograph. He thought he'd sold it as soon as he got there. No, it was a media guy, but the car wound up on the cover.
Oh, wow.
So this is really cool.
That's awesome.
Let me get this in here, make sure everybody can see it. But that is the program to the very first one. And I just thought that was super cool. So we have that in the house. Thought that was neat.
And make mention, we did a video of Vince.
Yes, we did.
So
And
that'll be on your channel. I'll send it to you. It'll be on your
we're
channel.
going to work that up. We did some other stuff with him while we were there, but I thought the program has to do with the show. I wanted to show you guys, but we got some other content with him coming up too. But that was cool. Thank you so much for that, Vince. That was super cool. I'm enjoying sharing that with these guys here.
Jason just having the weather's up here.
Oh yeah, let's plug this for Lunar Outlaw here. Next Sunday is the Sand Lake Kiwanis car show. He's going to have the Cadillac and the satellite there.
Nice.
That's cool. So you guys that can make that, go for it.
I don't think we'll be making it that far.
Well, the North scares me in general, but
That's
It might snow yet.
that's what he says. Yeah.
Okay.
So check that out. I know there was a community post on Lunar Outlaw Garage channel that has details on that show.
Those are the stuff that way, just to mention real quick, is Syracuse Nationals, which is a
Okay.
big car event. So I don't know if that's part of that or I'm not
I
sure where he is at with that.
I just know that Brian has worked on this a long time promoted, so I'm sure he's going to put on a good show.
Plan Z, I think he's on the wrong track.
No, he's not. Unfinished Project likes to post Plan Z and Dark Sport
And everything?
on everything.
Everything.
Okay, so
Okay.
this is what Unfinished Project does. He comes in, he leaves a thumbs down, and either Plan Z or Dark Sport
Okay.
every video.
Plan Z. Hey, thanks for the support.
Yeah, and you know what? YouTube, because it's like the Snowflake network, right?
Yeah.
They don't show thumbs down on your videos anymore.
Oh, yeah.
I guess some people were too delicate to have a thumbs down showing on their network.
Oh, my.
So they now just have the word dislike,
Just like,
but they show the number of thumbs up.
It was almost like a bar of honor, that you had somebody.
Well,
that
I
disagreed with.
guess somebody, had a bad self-esteem hemorrhage problem over seeing a dislike on a video, so they had to get rid of it. I didn't care.
Thumbs up or thumbs down, it's still a plus.
It doesn't matter. Analytics, it shows that somebody was interested.
Somebody was
in it.
watching your channel. Right?
So,
Alright.
Roland, so see Dakota's timeout? Okay,
Did
he
you
needs to
go
be
on?
timed out. He
You
needs,
do?
he needs,
Hey,
he
Dakota.
needs a 5-minute
Dakota.
timeout. Hey, Dakota,
See you, Dakota.
it's just a 5-minute temporary timeout. All right, here we go. That's how
If
it rolls.
if anybody
At
else wants
zero.
a timeout, all you have to do is ask.
That's
if you
right.
want
You know,
to buy.
Don wanted a timeout last week, and he got it.
He said if you wanna, and he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, just a 5-minute temporary.
Very good.
Thanks for
Hey.
your timeout. If you gotta do something,
That's it.
Hey, guys, and he deleted the message.
Yeah. So, hey, Dakota, guess what? I timed you out all the way from over here, and I didn't do it on my phone. That's how I did it. You didn't see our new gatekeeper. So duck in there and say hi, Roland. We had the guest timer outer tonight. What was that? Check it out on my screen. Dakota's timeout was timed out by John Wilbur for 300 seconds. It's such a great thing. This is what it looks like on my screen. You guys have never seen that.
300
Yeah.
seconds. Why don't they break it down even longer? than possible?
300 seconds. Right.
The biggest number.
John usually ties them out at 9 p.m.
I usually schedule it, and I ask him what time on Tony's lives.
Yeah.
Hey,
Good one in.
Well, at
we
least
get a
you give
timeout
them-
at 9:14.
you give them a heads up.
Right.
Get a
And most
question in.
people will remind you if you forget.
So,
Because do.
guess what happens every time you time Dakota out? David Coe appears.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
got to be a
I killed a man in prison.
I think it's the one.
Does he need a
Wow.
timeout too?
The
As
subscriber
long as
base
the
is
unsubscribed
so-
singing we're okay.
the subscriber base is so huge, so it's almost gotta be.
Yeah. David Allen Coe in his 80s. Here he is. How awesome is that?
Come to you for its camera.
At Zero turns 48 today.
Happy
Zero's
birthday.
birthday.
Happy
Happy birthday.
Very cool.
Keep coming. You got more.
Zero, we need to have you on a live, like in-house. Come out here sometime. We will treat you right. He says, I made you one and I killed a man in prison. I think Dave Allenco's older than that. How old was David Allenco? He's 82. No, he had his birthday. He is 81. Oh, well,
Did
David
he have-
Allenco on
did he
there.
have to be Johnny
I mean,
Cash?
he shouldn't have.
Oh.
Mr. Coe, I have an album for you called Affordable Art. Jason's Garage, sorry I did not make it. You know what? Any folks from the show that want to come here are welcome to. If you're in the area, like you're staying somewhere around here, you are welcome to come by. If you're watching this and you want to come be on this, we're at the Best Western Plus in Nola, 4900 Woodland Drive.
Second floor.
Yep, so you guys are second floor conference room. Come on and hang out with us. We'll be here a lot. So you're welcome.
It's still daylight out, so we got plenty of time.
This would be a spectacular time for Roland to tell his getting here story.
I could.
You
Lunar,
should.
Lunar wants to know what you drew down there, John.
Oh, Lunar wants to know what I drove down?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Or should I say up there for you?
Yeah, see, I got a lag because I'm actually watching on YouTube. So, because the gods of automotive breakage were very unkind to me this week, everything I had was apart except my buddy's 91 Camaro that I LS swapped, so I brought it down. And the only thing I had any trouble with were the parts that are 2021 model, the wires I used to make up a charger for the phone so I would have navigation for the trip. So I stopped at O'Reilly's and grabbed a USB and 12 feet of wire, and I made up a charger with clips and just, ran it right in the car. And because I just literally just threw it over the passenger side door, the door closed on it, pinched the wire, burned a wire. And so I noticed my phone wasn't charging. Part of the way up there in sheets, I jumped out and I re-crimped it and gorilla taped it and fixed it up. But that's the only trouble I've had was with that charger I made. The new
Yeah.
stuff. All the old stuff did great.
No
Good
problem.
connection. That popped that plant pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice little bird mark.
Yeah. Well, you don't melt the wire, you're not trying hard enough. Oh, that's
Show-
so
show
we
and
have
tell?
a burnt wire. Tell them about that. No, come in here. Tell them
Never
who you
does
are.
Twin brother.
Tell them who you are.
Don and Monday. Something always happens. Happened on Friday night. Personally, I blame squirrels.
Thursday.
Person you put it.
That's Thursday, I know what it
Had
is.
to throw that in
There you go,
there.
yeah.
Something always goes wrong, and I'm glad I got it done early.
So when you have a 440 Valiant, because you know how much room that leaves you in that.
No, what it don't leave, what it don't leave you.
Yeah, I know. So you know how much room is left, right? You can see daylight. This wire is long enough to jump right
That's
with it.
number 6.
Yeah, and it got singed a little bit. So the good news is when you
I figured out the easy way to do it.
yeah.
Second time.
Yeah. Well, everybody here is driving old classic stuff. Everybody has tools and parts
I
in the
played
swap
on it.
area, so there's
Right on red.
nothing.
Where did I find the wire? In the back floor.
Yeah, there's nothing you can break.
I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I had one long enough. Otherwise, I had to break into the new set I done will use.
Yeah. Well, you had.
Yes.
You didn't have to break into it because you already had one.
Yep. Points, condenser,
Right.
ballast, resistor, jumper wire,
Oh, yeah.
screwdriver. Basic
So,
necessities.
Mexican
Story coming
spec.
down.
Mexican spec, what's up? Natasha English.
That's my dog.
Check that out. How nice is that?
That's my,
That's
my
his
one and
dog.
only beautiful dog.
Classing up the place with all these guys on here.
Right?
Wife Wendy must have told the world.
Good.
How many viewers we got tonight?
We've got 38 right now.
That's a lot of us figured.
Yeah. More people join us.
Well,
It wouldn't fit under the tech we had for the
Once the
weekend.
town crier gets out there, we'll make it to 100 likes before you know it.
All right, you gotta tell them about your story getting here. You had a very eventful trip down.
I did, yeah. So Dropped the numbers. I found the numbers matching block for my 71 Roadrunner.
Spin it seconds.
Yeah, let me do that. There we go. Hey guys. Is this right? Yeah. Hi Roland. I have a 71 Roadrunner. I've had it for 11, 12 years now. Found the numbers matching block with a previous owner. Got that built. Buddy of Hope named Holgar Kirshner. Brian actually helped me, and he actually made a video on his channel of the install, which went really well. The whole point of going down to Carlisle was going to be the break-in period. So took it for a few rides in Vermont, and I was going to make the 6-hour drive here. Didn't get here though. not under my own power. 3 hours into the ride, my amp meter gauge started doing a little wiggle dance, and came off the exit. Car just shut off. Luckily, I had a buddy of mine who's an electrician. He helped me, but saw smoke coming out from the dash. Quickly shut the car off and plugged the battery. And I have 2 crispy burn-up wires to prove what happened. I'm going to actually frame those somewhere. But had a bunch of friends come out and support me. I had a flatbed truck drop me off for $700 with my car, and it's in the show field right now. Yeah.
Oh.
And
He's not a Mopar fan.
No,
so
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, that's the story.
Did AAA.
Oh yeah. Well, I had AAA. They wouldn't take me to Carlisle. Not until Monday.
Oh, bummer.
So I needed to get here, and
Cash only?
cash only.
Yeah. Glad you had it.
I am.
I blew well,
You're with your swap meet budget.
I blew a motor $160 plus cleanup fee, $20 for the bed. I don't know, something chunked through the oil pan and it's like it was bleeding on the burns, like AAA.
I'll make it till it
I didn't
quits.
make the
It's
90-day
just
trial
past
period.
See, you went over 3 on the cars.
No, turn that back.
Oh, yeah.
Counting the Fury.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Fury. My dad's Fury. We actually fixed it today in the parking lot. It was a nut. So he's got a 318. The issue was he picked me up from the show field after I dropped my broke-ass car down and drove me to the hotel. I heard a really bad clacking noise from the lifters, and I looked at his oil gauge, and he's pretty hard of hearing, and he goes, "What's going on?" I said, "You don't hear that?" And we drove past a bunch of people, and they're like, "What is that noise?" Drove into, yep. Got some oil. Pressure came up. Lifting noise went away. We came into the Best Western right here, and saw this giant puddle of oil. So this morning, get a fresh filter, put some more oil in it, and the thing just leaking like sick. So I'm online. Yep, forums. Learned a little bit about the plate behind the filter and the little nut or stud right there. And, Lunar Tech said, John Wilburn's like out here. And I'm like, oh, sweet. And John was nice enough to give my dad and I a ride back here. We tightened the nut. That's all it was. And we're back in business. So thanks again.
So on a Mopar, you've got a thread. It's a nut with threads on both sides, and that has to be tightened all the way into your block, your oil filter adapter, because otherwise the filter will tighten up against it, but it won't press down the gasket and you get a leak. And it's a simple fix.
It'll give you the tension like you're tightening it up, but it's not
Yeah,
actually
it keeps sealing
Yeah,
the gasket.
exactly.
out here, but
It's simple.
Yeah.
It's simple. The good thing is, if you do have to break into your toolbox at a show, you're doing it on somebody else's car.
Yep.
Get it,
Yeah.
eat it.
I treat host hotels for anything like this as the pits at a track.
It is
I think
the
you can do
best.
anything
It is
you
the
need to
best.
do.
we worked on 2 of them yesterday and today, both times.
That parking lot out there is never gonna rust. It looks like the Exxon Valdez parked in front of the valet stand.
Now, the grades that will be slippery.
I'm pretty pissed at that. Is like,
Oh, cool, watch out.
Wow.
No grass is gonna grow.
No grass is growing in that one.
that's your remote.
This is plug-in for me here.
While I'm doing that, I'm gonna show you this. So this cat that stopped by earlier,
Yeah, I forget his name. I remember it.
David.
David.
David. I want to show this on here. This guy dropped by,
So,
gave us a photo here to Curry. We're going to give that to Tony. But he dropped by to show off his ride here. 77 New Yorker. Cool looking ride. Nice. And hey, a young guy, too. What is he?
15.
15.
Wow.
15 years old, and he appreciates a
He's only got
77 New Yorker.
he only has his permit.
Yeah.
Wow.
So isn't that great?
Standard car.
I just
Big block.
I love that a guy his age is into a car like that.
And
His
if
dad was there too. His dad was right behind him all the time.
that,
Yeah,
15
he's
years
getting-
old, that kid has the enthusiasm, he's gonna have
He's got
fantastic
That's
cars.
awesome. To
And
Uncle
he's
Tony.
aspiring to have a square
It was a
body in the
barn
future,
find.
too. Remember he was talking
Wow,
about square
it looks
body?
clean too.
Yeah, it was a barn find. And he's gone through it, he put some stuff in it, he's not done.
Yeah.
You're talking all new front suspension, the front road, everything
That's
is
awesome.
tired. So we fixed it, but he's not done it.
That's
He's gotta learn
fantastic.
to feather the clutch a little better, he says that.
The clutch is
Well,
manual.
It's a,
What?
Really?
Really?
He put a stick in a 77 New Yorker.
he said it was a stick, he has
How
trouble,
cool is that?
he has trouble off the line, you get
Yeah,
that,
that's right. He was talking. He's getting that. Off
that
the
stutter
line.
off the line.
He's got to get his left leg.
That's all right.
And he's gotta build these.
It's all right. That's all right. Well, I mean, he's moving a tugboat with his foot, so.
Uh-oh.
All right,
Is
we
my
got
dad
more in
here?
the house.
Uh-oh.
Don't mind if I do.
Come on in. Come on in. We're just chatting. John, we were telling stories. We were.
He comes to know it's
You know how it is. Sometimes you're the boat, sometimes you're the windshield when it comes to taking a trip like this. You guys got to share of it.
Rain-X.
Yeah.
Well,
So I burned up the wires to charge your phone. Don burned up a plug wire. You guys.
What happened?
Okay,
Oh, there we
right?
we're back. Yeah.
I think it's just signal. We just like had a cloud go over or something.
Yeah, it can be
Yeah,
particular.
it's back now.
Yeah. Okay, no big deal.
Sunspot.
sunspot.
Aurora Borealis. The wife's asking me, what happened to you guys? Honest
Yeah.
feedback is always
I've already, I've already got a text saying we're frozen on the screen.
When you said it froze.
See, you can see us now, right?
Dedicated friends.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Oh,
Better yet, honey? You see my pretty face?
Says your shirt
Yeah,
came
it's
out.
me.
All good now.
All right.
Like Broadway, but. Hey, when you get tired.
Doug says we're experiencing technical difficulties. Not
Always.
It's mine.
Perpetual.
We couldn't have the computer exempt itself from the problems. Big Bear says I've always wanted a 60 model hearse. What kind of hearse?
How about an ambulance?
It's got to be a Cadillac, right? Because if I was going to have like a Miller Meteor hearse, I would want a big fin Cadillac. Or something.
8-foot bed, throw a cap on. We're ready. Tailgate down.
Oh, Heidi, Greg. Who is that?
Hyde Gandrider.
Okay. I like the ambulance from
Saw that.
Cannonball Run. Oh, that was cool.
Did you see the one that rolled out earlier? That was yesterday, I said.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
like-
that was neat.
I was over in the earlier, yeah.
Over here at the show, there was a Valiant ambulance.
Right,
Right.
There's a Valiant ambulance.
Nobody's buying Barracuda play.
There's a lot of neat stuff here.
That's
A lot of it we've seen in different years, and then you always have some new stuff that shows up too. This was the first year you had twin 62 white valiants too.
Four-door.
That was neat. You could see those things from space. So Tony came by this morning and we said, hey, when you go in the gate 3, you'll see
Turn
two
right.
62 valiants, but
Right there,
yeah, you could not miss those things.
look for the glare.
With the what?
Glare. White, you can't see me coming, you'll hear me coming.
John knows someone with 2 hearses because it's windy. Because you know someone with 2 hearses?
Not the
Is it
light.
Don and Wonder?
Mexican Spick says, my car didn't ride well because it had a levelizer on it. It would raise the car on one side or the other. So the rear suspension was solid. Well, that's what super stock springs do. That's okay. Super stock Mopar springs, you get about 2 inches higher on the passenger side than the driver's. It's because it's got the stiffer front segment, but it also levels it out on the launch. That's not necessarily a bad thing. How rapid are we talking about here? Like the hydraulics running
That
around
they're just
Compton
tuning-
or something?
They're just tuning the cars all the
Blew
time.
out the shot.
Yeah.
My uncle Sonny with that suspension mod he made today. Or he was talking to Tony about it.
What Mexican Spick, what are you asking? To Don and Wendy English, are they older or are they 80s square? I think he was the ambulances. Or the hearses, yeah.
She was
The,
talking ambulances, I don't know what she was talking.
no,
2
what
hearses. I don't know how we got on
They were
hearses.
down.
Oh yeah, Jay Russell Finch asked, any of you guys buy stuff? This is the guy who bought some stuff right here. You should tell us.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mopar Dan got the win on buying something.
yeah, I came out, but the main reason I came out was I wanted to get some parts for my 66 Belvedere. I needed some interior trim, and I needed taillight bezels. And day one, half day through, no luck. John and I walked around for a little bit, and he was looking for things, and we were kind of looking out for different things we were both looking for. And
I couldn't believe how many different kind of taillight bezels they
Oh,
made for those
yeah,
cars.
yeah.
Unreal.
The closest the first day who came was a set for a Belvedere wagon, but they're slightly different how they mount. So thankfully, after a break, started again, and I found them at a vendor just inside the main gate. So got lucky there. Didn't get lucky on the interior trim, so that pursuit continues.
You know, it's funny because this is 2 years in a row I've looked for dark sport taillight bezels. And you believe there's not one single set that's not on a car this entire show? It's not a rare part or anything. And it's even worse because I'm not even looking for any in good condition because I want to paint them like they were on the car when it raced. So even painted up ones are fine.
Yeah.
To be painted. I mean, just like they don't exist. I know there's one set in the woods in this junkyard where the guy lets stuff just like turn to dust. Yeah.
Probably got a gun too.
Back to
We'll
nature.
we'll find out. But it's just amazing that you think the common part would seem like the common part would be here.
I'll let you hold this up to the counter. This was the.
Oh yeah, there it is.
That was the big purchase of the weekend.
There's the Barracuda. Check that out. That is a sweet car. 273.
That's a 64 Plymouth Barracuda, original 273, push button automatic, 64 of course, the last year the push button automatics. The sad part of it was the owner had passed away and he was in a club, and one of the club members was asked by the owner's, former owner's wife
Really?
to try and sell it. He had multiple cars and brought this one here. It was the only Mopar that he owned. He brought it to Chrysler Nationals to sell. And I had seen it on Friday and spoke to him a little bit and told him we would talk and I get back to him. And he had a short schedule, so he was going home tonight. So he left, and we talked about it and put together a deal. And he's not too far from where I am. So in about a week and a half after the Syracuse Nationals are done, he's actually going to deliver it to my area, and I'm not going to meet him. And then I'm going to he's into kind of historic sites, and where I'm at is some historic sites. So we're gonna make a go with that too. So a real nice gentleman. And that's another thing, you meet a lot of nice people that share common
I didn't hear
interests.
nobody but laughter and
We had a
looking.
great time.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anybody mad.
No, it's awesome.
Even when it rains.
He gets a good deal on a car, and the guy delivers it for him.
Yeah.
He commands some serious respect, right?
A deal.
Yeah.
No numbers game. Fair
Oh.
enough.
Phone number's good.
You know,
You know, all you can do is smile.
Yeah.
Leave out of
we're all
here
here
with a
to make
smile.
memories and tell stories.
How's that?
Steve Bestor. Howdy. Dakota wants to know if I'm doing a live stream with him. Will you just stay timed out the whole time? I don't even know why you asked. I mean, you know, what? How many times can I click time out? No, actually, I might be doing something with Dakota. There's a chance I'll be going through there on the 19th.
Okay.
And if that works out, if that's hanging, let's
Yeah.
go see Dakota on the way through. Dakota has built a channel around these.
Oh,
I'm waiting for Dakota's next upload.
Yeah, what's that video, Dakota?
We were thinking of him today. We saw this Pontiac in our travels.
Yeah.
And thought, yeah, remind us of Dakota. Lunar Outlaw says, I want to put a 383 or a 383 or 440, a first generation Barracuda. Well, you know all about that.
No,
That
Uncle
is your
Sonny.
way.
Uncle Sonny.
Okay, yeah.
We can say in the pictures, you're gonna have to notch your frame, you're not gonna have no heat but the floorboard.
Yeah, that 440,
Find
that
something.
early A-body, I mean, they got the manifolds turned around backwards like a turbo car to have room to round.
And there's room for turbo.
There could be.
But it's really, I mean,
Height.
if you had a rotten motor mount, it would be rubbing the fenders. It's that
You
tight.
know, for sure.
It's crazy tight,
You feel,
but it can be done.
oh, it has
been done.
Ask Uncle Sonny.
Ship in a bottle.
Ship in a bottle.
Right.
That's what it is.
What are each of you guys' highlights of the show so far? My highlight was surviving. But honestly, the highlight is hanging out with all you guys.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, it's,
great.
well, absolutely.
For me,
Yeah.
I got the second Valiant there a couple years ago. I was going to go to Carlisle, did a couple local shows, this and that. And it was Uncle Tony's first video, the bitch and burnout.
Yeah.
I was sold.
Yeah.
on Uncle Tony, that's how we all
Faithful
met.
follower.
Right. So yeah, we all fugitives.
Good video. I recommend you go get it, go watch it. At least it's
Oh,
entertaining. I like it gets to the end and it's like, we ran out of cash. He promoted that, bottle rocket koozie, and I've been trying to get his attention on that bottle. How many
Yeah.
did you have originally made, and is there any left?
Yeah.
It was supposed to be in the merch, and I'm still waiting for it to show up.
You know what? There you go. I'm sure he's driving right now. Tony, he is doing a whirlwind tour up here from Tennessee. Drop that off, film a video,
Drive all
go.
day.
Yeah, well, he just likes to keep moving
Go.
and go. And
Man,
so, yeah, so he's in transit right now.
you'll sleep good tomorrow.
Uncle Sonny and Leon made it home. Everybody's safe and sound there.
Good.
So,
Unless they're-
Brian says those back windows are not cheap. Those.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
no, they're
Yeah.
rare to find, and they're not cheap when you do.
I went over that one with a fine tooth comb to make sure that one was not gonna be the replacement out of the gate. Yeah.
I saw one of those, one of those drama type car shows on TV. You know,
The oldies.
yeah.
That's why I watch the oldies.
So anyway, what this guy was, he had the back window out of one of those Barracudas, fastback Barracudas, and he has it on one of those things like a body shop to put a door on, saying those things that folds out like
Yeah.
a X. A window, a back window sitting on that. And of course, you know what happened because it was TV and news. He knocked it off the floor and broke it a million pieces. And I'm wondering, he knew it was a big ticket item. Did he do that on purpose to get views up?
Had to.
I mean,
Had to.
That's a hard way to.
yeah, but when you have like a one in, the needle in a haystack window, it's a fortune.
Unless that one.
I just wanna know-
It was just.
I wanna know if it was insured.
But see, then he, look at the
Was it
ICR
insured?
thing.
Oh,
But
my.
see, He did
If
say,
you can even find it.
he already said he had a
You
parts car
3D
line.
furnish, no.
Well, remember he had the parts car lined up, $900 to have the window in it. Thinking, you could look for 2 years and not find that for $3,000. And he finds it for $900 that day. What do you know? There it is.
Yeah, you
He's
keep
got
on
some
it,
kind
it
of
shows up if you're looking.
Yeah. That'd be-
Maybe not, well, like it. And nice acquisition. Kudos.
Life says
Nice one.
it's getting blurry.
Well, it gets blurry probably because we're using the Wi-Fi. You can't hardwire in here. So there may be times when it dips down to like 360 or something, it goes back up to 780. Well, you're gonna do that automatically. Well, that won't change that. Have to move it closer like in person.
No, this is
Happy.
plenty.
Now,
I
this
know
is,
we're friends, but.
yeah, we don't need to like get any close.
Only in the heart.
Dude, so
Yes, so
What's that?
what's been your favorite thing this weekend?
Oh,
You turn that off.
all of this is great meeting everybody. I don't know, do all the viewers even know we are all from Uncle Tony? Like, that's how we all
Yeah,
kind of get
pretty
together.
much. They're all
Yeah,
right.
That's our circle, that's
Yeah.
what you wanna call
yeah, so it's great meeting the community that,
it. Fine,
you know, we
other
see.
than screen name.
Yeah,
Fine,
So-
put a face, I don't even know your name, but I know your screen name.
right?
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
I'll ask him, because
Yeah.
I need to drive,
Don
I
knows.
need to drive the twin.
Don.
I'm the
You know,
twin.
we can do this. We can do this again, guys.
We're
I mean,
twins.
just-
Same time next year.
Yeah, at the same time next year, but you just gotta plan that time in advance. So this time, I just put out there, we were all on a live. I said, hey, email me if you wanna come out for this. So we got a good crew here.
Well,
The room's not big enough
We
for
talked
everyone.
about, do you want that training done?
This is
So
a-
we want to
Yeah,
talk more
We
about.
can.
This is a reason for a road
Yeah.
trip.
Well, hey, how many? Well, I'm trying to watch it. How many guys want to see us next year build a transmission on the table?
He said it would be minutes, an hour.
Well, wait a minute now.
I got one in the
Minutes.
garage.
Minute time
If
limit.
it's under an hour, it's minutes.
Oh, you
Not
do
if you want to do it
Oh,
right.
we can do it. You did the sub-assembly.
It sounded simple to me the way you said it.
If you want to do it by sub-assembly, you absolutely can.
I want to watch. I'm merely
I'm a
observer.
spectator at this point.
Hey, John,
How much room you need, double?
we seen a really cool car today. It was 1967 Imperial Executive Series.
What is an Imperial Executive Series?
Well, they had martini glasses and a picture set up. It came for executive meetings. So it had a conference table in the center.
There's a picture of it.
So, see that?
Hey, show them.
Oh, yeah.
Show them.
That's cool.
The passenger front seat turned around so you could have a conference and
So-
drink martinis in the
This
computer.
this is how you get a DUI in style. Check it out.
67, everybody did it.
No, you're chauffeur.
But that came from the factory like that. That's awesome, man. Executive series.
Here's
that
your-
Big
available
shots,
for the
yeah,
driver?
signing contract.
I couldn't see you telling that now, but
Come on, sign that. Here, have another martini.
Yeah.
okay. Big Bear says I think there are 6 people in the room. There's actually more.
And Steve wanted to name several
Oh, thanks
things.
to you. That's what I'm at.
Yeah.
So I can go around
Yeah,
the
you know what?
other
Just
room.
pan it around a little bit.
So this is an A-body conference room. All right, this ain't no big body.
Okay.
It's an A-body conference
Okay,
room.
people want to know who everybody is.
So introduce
Start
yourself.
over there.
You want to start
You're,
here?
Already
You're already
ended it.
there.
you're the breakdown.
All right,
He's not- My name's Ron English, twin brother to Don, which is Don one day that's got the twin valiants. We're twins. I wish I should have bought the other one.
I had hints. I had hints when I
wanted to keep them together. Don, you and Don,
Yeah.
you know,
They're
John,
from this,
Yeah.
John Wood.
infamous.
Yeah, this is Don the Don English.
Don, Wendy,
So
and Don.
if you watch
Oh, then you list on.
if you watch the Valiant doing the burnout, the 5-barrel 440 Valiant doing a burnout on a live stream, I
That's
wonder
awesome.
who would drive such a thing. This is the guy right
It's
here.
a toy.
It's real, it runs and drives.
I'm just
I asked my Uncle Sonny, I asked him, how fast has that car gone? He goes, $155 plus or minus.
Wow.
No seatbelts. As
you don't
I
need
left it
seatbelt.
at that, I left it
You're
at
gonna
that.
wreck on
You don't
that
need yeah exactly.
Oh, that,
You don't
that 600 so smooth, that wheel is butter.
you don't need seatbelts at 155.
It's too late, it's too late at that point.
You know, at that point, it just makes it harder to wash off the rest of the car after pick it up.
It's either you're coming back or you're
Okay, Lunar Outlaw is glad to see the face behind the name. Don English, there you go. Of course, this, if you guys just tune in, because people come and go, you know, they like drop in, drop out. So this is Mopar Den. You guys see him regularly. This is the Mopar Den. Guy that had the cool four-door satellite. Just picked up a Barracuda today. Briefly had the Volkswagen Notchback. Collector of
Is that your?
collector of very fine cars.
Is that
Very
nice?
nice.
Yeah.
If I had no fires.
Yeah. So,
And the rude Mopar dude. So if you watch the live stream virtual car show, and you wonder why are there two A bodies sitting in front of this abandoned looking industrial thing with the grass real high, and you could not figure out what in the world that submission was about, it was him. You should explain what that is.
So my bosses have an investment property that have a brick house with a 2-car garage. It's doing nothing. So I have the power company come turn the power on, and I've just been doing my work there. It's a big 2-car garage, so it works out great.
Are you guys like
who gets the bill?
I pay the bill. It's about $15 a month. It's not
Fair
bad.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Nice.
bad.
So no welder.
I've had it for like 2 years now.
So no welder.
No, oh, you know, I would do that at my house. I do it in my own garage. Yeah.
Say $15, that's cheap. My apartment is 33.
Yeah.
Keep panning around. I know,
Yeah.
I'm not famous, I'm just, Roland George, and Fury 3, 318 4-barrel, lime green, glows in the dark. So,
I'll be checking.
And I'm also Roland George. That's my dad. And I have a 7-wheeler. Yep.
Number 3. Oh, he's in
Third.
third,
He should have.
carrying on the name,
I had an action
Third
shot
myself.
of the Fury right here.
that's good.
You guys can see that.
Oh,
This is-
you know, he's like,
there's
"Ah,
the-
I don't like that stuff."
Yeah, my son.
There's the
They-
sun
they-
fixing the oil leak right there.
Like Henry VIII, and shit like that.
The one with the black top, that's something.
my girl.
Look at that one.
When I first brought Roland to the Carlisle,
Do that during a while?
You
He
can
always
do
wanted-
whatever you want to do.
Can you grab some of that stuff against the wall there and see the,
first thing I ever bought was the, what was it, Superbird stickers or something?
Yeah, the billboards.
Jay Russell Finch says hi.
So I'm like,
Okay.
How long ago was that?
Like 15 years ago?
Yeah, so you've been coming for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
so he's always had the dream.
The English boys are sneaking out from that.
okay.
Somebody buys
So
this
while they're doing
thing.
that,
That's cool. So you got it done.
actually,
Was there somebody doing that here?
I have a buddy
Is
who
that from the
does,
Mandalorian?
no, this was actually, I have a buddy who does airbrush art.
Oh,
Okay.
cool.
And he does really, really good stuff.
Yeah.
So this is, you know, he finds things that aren't used anymore or something that is used, and he'll take it, he'll do it. So this I thought would be a great addition to John Wilburn's garage.
How
Nice.
cool is that?
So check that, that's an old welding
Yeah,
glass.
check that out.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
I like it. I could
That
actually
might be an
steal.
improvement for the channel.
That would be great.
This is an improvement. I can do it.
Yeah.
It's screen
Like a
well,
year late.
screen well enough to use it. Like right now, I can tell where it is.
I read it better.
I can't. This is cool. I love it.
So when the solar eclipse came, you could have used that to look at.
That's
There you go.
that's exactly right. So whenever they have it next to them, like, you know, what, 600-700 years or whatever it is.
So now you're ready.
I'm ready. This is great.
Put it in the will.
This is great.
So this one, I'm also gonna pass along to you to get to Tony.
Yep.
Now, I'm gonna give this to you to show this new thing. There's a reason why this one's going to Tony. There's a New York reference on it. That's from the Syracuse Nationals 2 years ago. That was done. So that's all hand painted on a panel, metal panel.
Yeah, Big Bear said I have a new mask. I don't have the gas mask now.
Yes.
That's right.
Nice pinstripe.
Yeah.
So when the people insist on you mask up, this is what I do.
Show me after I talked to him last year. He came and took the pictures. He got the.
That's cool, isn't it?
So you gave me a copy.
John now is the new man.
Look at that. Look at that custom paint.
Make sure it
I
won't
like
bash
that.
you in your throat when you flip
No,
it down.
No, like
Isn't
that
that
at all,
good?
but yeah.
Now this one, I kind of had on the sign, but this one's gonna go to Rude Mopar Dude. And when you start getting your fixed around the videos up, get this on a wall and you have something for your background.
That's
Oh, yeah?
Nice.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, wow.
You like that? I like
Yeah,
that.
you hold that up to the camera.
Yeah.
That,
There you go.
that would go with your scam.
Really?
There's,
That's cool.
yeah, absolutely. There's a group, they do a charity up in the Syracuse Nationals. They have the Ronald McDonald House in Central New York. And there's a group of these artists, and there's like a national hall of fame for these brush artists. And
This is, I mean, this is a pinstripe artist that did this.
Yeah.
You can
all
tell.
these guys that are there are renowned.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't go through the list of names at this point, but they do it, they dedicate all their work up there, and this stuff gets auctioned off, and it goes to the Ronald McDonald charity. So
Excellent.
a lot of this stuff was either, I guess, to make a couple of pounds and bring them down. Some of the items were I purchased at the auction to give away as gifts. So here you go.
You
I
guys,
appreciate that. That's
you know,
awesome.
the live can't do this justice, but I mean, if you've seen the pinstripe work on these cars from the 50s, this is hand done. This is legit. I don't know how well you guys can see that on here, but that is some real artistry on some mask. So this will be a wall hanger, but I'll also from time to time put it on just to scare people. Had somebody ask me if I could wear it in the bank. I could probably wear it in my bank. I could get away with it there. I probably wouldn't try it in another bank. That's so cool. Mopar Dude's got a real sense of style. He's very generous and nice. We had a pizza party in here right before we went live, so he hooked us up with Domino's. So,
It was the only place that would deliver. All the other regular
good.
restaurants, nobody around here delivers.
Wow.
no, it was good.
Must be this part of Pennsylvania. that like to deliver.
This is what you guys got to come out for. We got to do this again. Have pizza. Have a good old time.
Yeah.
Muscle cars were intermediate sized, straight line cars. Pony cars were smaller and more road race class cars. Maybe. But see that we were talking about that today, that what constitutes a full size and compact car has changed. So the Dodge Intrepid was marketed as a full size car in the early 2000s. An Intrepid is 16 feet long and weighs 3,310 pounds. Okay? My 1970 Dodge Dart was marketed as a compact car, and it's 16 feet long and weighed 3,310 on the scales. Exactly the same size, and yet one was marketed as a full-size car and one compact. It's what people's idea of full-size and compact has changed. Bigfoots and Mopars. I really dig that Cornet he has.
Yeah.
I like both of his rides he has on the channel, but that Cornet just makes me want to send the Cornet. For some reason, you know how you always have that one oddball thing you think it'd be cool to have.
Yeah.
You just. To me, it will be a 4-door brown 70 Coronet with a 440 and just steamroller tires on the back. Whatever will still clear with leaves.
Yeah.
Right? But like just, we're talking daylight on the quarter panels, a duct tape interior, and I just think that would make a fantastic, street sleeper. For some reason, I like that idea. Don't ask me why. It doesn't really go with anything else I have. Mexican Spec says, we only care of the 60s and 70s cars. Well, those are definitely my favorite, but the cars have some virtue. J. Russell Finch says, care to share all your daytime occupations?
Just on that last one, I'll just say, within the last couple of years, I purchased 80s cars to drive as daily drivers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he drives his stuff.
And some of them weren't all Mopars, believe it or not. Some of them were a little bit offbeat. I had an 84 Olds Delta 88 to 307. That thing would just go and go and go and go. Just some good cars from different decades of these fine lines.
There are. I mean, it all depends. It's all relative, too. I mean, somebody might say that a car from the mid-90s It doesn't have all the stuff that a car today has. It doesn't have all the screens and all that stuff, but it does have OBD2. It probably does have port fuel injection or fart body injection. So, it's all relative. Okay, if to me a car from the '90s is too modern, it has too much stuff going on. I think to Tony, if it has fuses, it has too much modern stuff going on. But everybody's different. Everybody has their own idea of what is too much.
Yeah.
I just know that when I have to begin working on it, it's too modern. With a Honda, there's like a whole list of covers and airbox and all this stuff that comes off the battery tray. We take all that off just so we can begin working on the car.
Yeah.
That's when it's too modern. Jay Russell Finch, you care to share your daytime occupations? Well, I've made a living as a real estate broker, close to 20 years. I also teach firearms professionally, have for 11 now. And I enjoy that. I do that because I enjoy it. But and then YouTube is just for fun. So that's my thing. Real estate's the career, guns are my lifestyle, and cars are my hobby. That's like my happy trifecta works.
Nice.
What about you?
I am happily retired. I did 22 years in law enforcement.
Excellent.
No part did mine for
Now my full time is enjoying all this stuff.
Enjoying life.
Exactly.
Excellent. Nice.
What about you?
I'm a logistics manager for a air filter company, Capital Air Filters in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Cool.
Yeah.
What do y'all do?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm done.
I'm just getting out of the flooring business after 41 years. I drive
41 years on flooring.
hardwood.
That is hard on the knees.
He worked with me many years.
Flooring.
He said, you overpay him. Give him $100 a day. You overpay them kids. He was one of my hardest workers ever. When he went to college, he was doing the dean's fix. He did your hardwood. What? Because it's wrong. He helped the dean do it. So
Okay.
I'll show you how it's done.
So you guys would know, it pays to have good knee pads if you've got to work down the floor or an attic or anything like that. What's your go-to? If you've done it for that long, you've got to know.
Yeah, it is. I got them too late in life. They're called pro knees. They actually go all the way down and then distribute the weight from your knees to your shin.
Ah,
It kind of comes in where you comes in wearing them, but you get used to it. It messes up your hips more than I have a knee replacement. That was from a motorcycle accident. Bone on bones. I have a titanium knee. And they went through all the rest. But it's a product called Pro Knees. They're like $400. They measure you and everything, and you wear them.
I will say make them custom for you.
Yeah,
Cool.
because you got longer, shins and all that. But I'm telling you, once you wear them, you can feel the weight coming off your knees. It distributes down your, your legs. So I mean, good stuff.
What about you, gatekeeper?
I work advertising and marketing for Hennings.
Advertising and marketing for Hemmings. Uh-oh. Steve Pastor says that I need to look for a B-body cop car. I'd be all for that. If I was going to have a B-body cop car, it would either be the 69 Satellite four-door that the Roadrunner police car.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was an A38, what it was. But it was a Roadrunner, but it was four-door and it was a cop car. And black and white were cool. That was just cool. If another cop car I might consider would be like the Monaco. Dodge Monaco. Kind of like
Blues Brothers. Right?
yeah, or like there's a hazard like
Everything
a
is just matched too. They were pretty cool.
They were.
As small as they were, the big engines they came, the police specials.
That's heavy. Those things, the embody is heavy, but I like that later 318 came with it.
What Adam 12? That was my favorite. The Adam 12.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
love that.
I
What
think
was
he
that,
used the
satellite?
Roadrunner. Yeah, satellite.
Satellite, yeah.
They did. Yeah, they did. They did in that.
That four-loader in progress.
Cave Dave has a 65 Plymouth he disassembled many years ago and is beginning to put it back together. I'll tell you what, that's a tough job, and I'm glad you're doing it. You should put video up on your channel. That would be cool.
What if you labeled everything?
Well, you know what? I have no doubt If you come back to it years later, the reason you came back years later is because it wasn't labeled.
Yeah,
So, but I mean, it can be done.
yeah.
I was trying to install the wiring harness under the dash. Well, there will be a how-to on a dash wiring harness on his channel.
Coming up next.
Oh, my goodness. At one time, they were a dime a dozen. Yeah, it wasn't everything. Uncle Tony and I were talking on the earlier today. When I was in 92, I guess I was 15, 99 Roadrunner, V5 blue, light package, 383, 391 sure grip rear. It had air grabber, nice car, daily driven by the guy who had it. He had put $1,800 of the paper. It was starting to waffle a little on what he had offered it for. And I just remember at the time that just seemed like a fortune. Daily driven, really Magnum 500 wheels. Nice car, really nice car. Yeah. And then Tony said, well, yeah, I think he told me that he missed a 70 Hemi Cuda for $700. Tony's got a few years on me. He missed he said it was a 70 Hemi Cuda he missed for $700 because $700, then was a pile of money.
Yeah.
I get it. I remember turning down a 340 block for $75 one time because that was a lot of money. What can you say? I think the English brothers got lost.
They're right there.
Yeah, I'm hearing audio from different places around here. We're using our phones because we got our camera set so far up at the comments. Lots of manuals on eBay. That's true with the wiring diagram. That is a nice thing. You can find a lot of stuff online. I remember when the only way to get it was you could find the old shop manuals, and that was the way you had to do it.
Step one, I want to go. Clinton's.
The only Fords you never hate, all I wanted was a 69 or 70 Boss 302. I don't know, there's a lot of Fords I hate. If I was going to have a Ford, it would be a 68 or 9 F100. That would be a cool Ford to have, or a four-door Fairmont.
I need pickup.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, they're hard to get.
The gas company used those. My dad had one in Mississippi, a little 6-cylinder, but that thing would run all over town.
Four-door Fairmont would just, see, I thought a four-door Fairmont would make a great sleeper about 20 years ago, and then everybody else thought the same thing. And so now a four-door Fairmont doesn't make a good sleeper.
Like a Mallard.
The one up home does.
Monarch.
The
Maybe Monarch,
Fairmont is a
something.
box chassis, so it's the same chassis as a Mustang, but it's bigger. And it's the grading of the Mustang, but it's the same chassis.
What is the coupe on it? Straight 6-fan, right? Doesn't he?
Yeah, he has
Yeah,
one.
he
He
has
has
one,
one.
yes.
Grant, the 6-fan. Yeah, he has a cool Fairmont.
Also,
This guy at home has a four-door Fairmont with 302 turbocharged, and that thing is classic.
I remember going to an NMCA race down in Charlotte. There was a guy there that had a tan four-door Fairmont. And he was running a turbo. This was before everybody was running turbos. This was when it was kind of novel. I remember he had the intercooler run inside, and he had it literally in a cooler in the back seat.
Oh, brilliant.
But it was a cool, yeah, it was like a cooler you close up,
Double layered cooler.
and he had it hidden pretty well. The car was pretty much a sleeper. It had mufflers. And
Got away with it for a
he
while.
had stock wheels with a band in them. But I'll
That's
tell you,
that's the fun out here.
that car would
Show it
run
off.
in the mid-8s. It would fly.
Super panels and compartments.
Yeah. I love that car. I can't find it now. I don't
What was the cooler for?
Well, the cooler was to hide
For the
the,
gas?
it was to
I think
hide
I
the
used to-
intercooler for the turbo.
Yeah.
He would hide it with a cooler.
Show the
like, it's
air.
like it
It's
got
more
lifted.
like the air going into,
Yeah.
I see down on that street album. Pretty well set up.
Could they take the lines and hide them behind fender compartments so you wouldn't even see lines going anywhere? Just
And
they
then
got it
cool
soaked
with
in
the
this
ice.
stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like hiding nitrous only for turbo crap.
Right.
Yeah, find a hole for that. Fire off.
I always like the post that Mexican Spec makes because he sees things there that we don't see around here. He said here in Mexico they sold a luxury car they called the Fairmont Elite 2, and it had the Granada front end with the Mercury Zephyr rear. Yeah, he sees neat stuff down there. I bet down there Mexican Spec. I bet you've seen the Ford Bronco, like the 78.9 Bronco version that they made on the F-150 or F-250 chassis. It's closed in. They only sold those in Mexico. I think those things are cool.
Same with the Ram Charger.
Yeah.
The new body, front end body on it.
I've
Yeah.
never seen one here, but I know they sold them in
I
Mexico.
think there was one here last year.
Oh, really?
I think there was up on the
No,
hill.
I'd like to see that.
Did you get Katie Dave's comment about the 100 days ones?
Yeah.
No. Did we?
That's when you said I should make a video.
Kate Dave said there aren't that many wires there. Okay.
Right here.
That many wires are where?
Dakota ready for timeout.
Yeah, Dakota needs another timeout. See, where is he? Is he
Well, I know he gets upset if he's late.
Dakota definitely, if he's hanging around, he needs a timeout.
I used to have a boss, he would tell the whole crew, not a timeout, but he would give us a pause. Take 5 minutes,
Sometimes
unscheduled
you gotta walk
timeout.
away.
Everybody take 5 minutes, think what you're doing,
We'll stand in the.
don't do it wrong. No, this is the good thing, he gave us time to think what our next project was and don't rush our shit.
Well, see, that was a good idea because if you don't give people that and they mess it up, it costs them a lot more than 5 minutes.
Yes, do it once right, or twice wrong, yes, or, but yeah. He was a big motorhead from Mississippi, he was a big
Don.
Ford man.
Don said,
Congratulations.
check out that comment right there.
I can't really check that smart.
We'll turn it sideways.
I'm just being honest. Ariella said, "Oh, it's Pat, you too famous now."
That's right.
Ariella, yeah,
Who's the two?
Aubrey and Ariella, my twin granddaughters.
Oh. I'm Uncle Monty.
I got
gotta get
blessed
the
with
husband.
granddaughters right out of the hole, so I got to jump on everybody.
It's good seeing Don on this side of the camera.
You got a picture of him.
Oh my goodness. Here we go.
Maybe 5.
See the Captain Drew.
You want to see a
Yeah,
picture of the
yeah.
girls? He's got a picture of the
Got
girls.
that Valiant 7
Oh, yeah.
years
Yeah.
ago.
Go shut the camera.
Took this picture like day or 2 or 3 when I got the Valiant. That's how small the girls were. All the way up.
Got a hold flat, yeah.
That was the first picture I ever took with the Valiant was my granddaughter sitting on the roof.
And
And
then we ended up looking up.
I look about the same all around.
While you were driving or?
But, yeah. Where it needs
Brought it
to
home on a trailer, and the guy at U-Haul screwed up the hitch. He turned it over because I borrowed my buddy's truck. Had too much weight on the rear
He turned the
wheels.
truck over, or he turned the hitch over?
He turned the hitch over.
Okay,
and
just making sure.
and this is the guy at the U-Haul shop.
Right.
He's like, "Oh no, this is the way it's supposed to be." 45 minutes into a 300-mile trip,
right
got
there.
tire shred pulling over.
I was shotgun.
Yeah, he's
Whoa!
seeing it out the side view mirror.
There was the slap.
Mexican spec wants to know what kind of car was on your picture.
Oh, the Valiant,
That's my
That's the
62 Valiant.
the 440, with the 5 barrel.
The one in the thumbnail for this live, that's the car.
That's the
Yeah,
5 barrel.
that's,
Yeah.
One with the refrigerator magnets on it.
I was behind a guy here last week. He had a tire go flat off his trailer, and I heard the tire go flat. I could see the trailer leaning, and just kept rolling and going and going and going. And then I heard it just coming apart. I'm like, is he ever going to pull over, or is he just going to have the self-clearing fender?
Some people get blind to that. They just
And
drive.
he did. This guy just kept going and going. He finally pulled over. It was shredding the fender by the time he stopped. I just don't get that.
I was riding an old body Jeep and he had a retread come loose and slapped that in the
Front or rear on the
right rear fender while it just beat the piss out of it till we got it off the road. Loud can, bang, or they call oil can, we get ding, ding.
They don't get better as you keep going.
No,
No.
only if you end up peeling it. And by
Some,
then you're already stopped.
a friend that has a Camaro, he needed a tire fix this week. I saw anybody to pick it up for. I hand mount all of the tires. So I do the, the bar and all that. Yeah. I still do it just because I like to do it. He had a tire.
It's easy.
He had a tire that low. It looked fine. Like the sidewalls looked fine on the outside. He said, "Yeah, I rode it a while, slowing down the shoulder of the interstate." I looked inside that thing. There's probably 2 handfuls of just this shredded rubber in there. And I can't believe how good the tire looked on the outside. The lettering wasn't scuffed up, nothing. But the inside was trash. And it's because it's low profile, I guess, just gets so much of a wrinkle when they're low because the sidewalls double in so hard
That's
that
right.
it ground up.
From
So
the inside.
it's deceptive, those low profile tires.
I hate low profile.
How bad they ground up the sidewalls inside when they're low. It was so
I've never heard of that. Now I know.
Mike
That's how you
Cantrell
learn stuff.
did that to a 4-door Nova. He hates Uniroyals. I'm the world's worst for running sketchy tires. I mean,
There's that word again.
I'll
Sketchy.
you just have no idea. The guy that got 2 flats on the same trip. Jay. But,
Same
So
reason.
at least you had enough to get you home.
yeah.
Oh, Walmart stuff in the parking lot with
Yeah, so I wish I had been filming this. I didn't even think to do it. I was tired and it's just on my way back from Georgia. But I had 2 flats and I put the picture on my community tab. What I didn't get video of was I seeded the bead with ether right there on the spot. That would have been good videos. It was dusk and you could really see it.
Did it take the first time?
the guys in
I think it took me 2
Walmart.
tries to get it. It took me 2 tries to get it. And the guys at O'Reilly's were just watching in amazement. I think anybody's ever done that. Stopped to get it on the way down. Got off the interstate.
Have you done it before, or was it first time? for
No,
you
I've
too?
done it. It was just hard to get it in there. But it took me
That's kind of like going to burnout from the car show. Either you fuck it up and embarrass yourself, or you get it right and you're the king.
I don't do that because there's a
That's the
compilation.
best way. That's a good
Well, there's a
metaphor.
compilation on YouTube of people wrecking trying to do
I've
it on
seen,
a car show. But I don't want to be on that.
Are Mustangs a bad rapper? Is that all the truth?
Good for you.
Mustangs all do that, and they all drive around in 2nd gear. If
Yeah.
you're a Mustang owner, you have to drive around town. in
So it's
2nd
got to
gear.
be between 4,000 and 5,000 RPM.
Yeah, you got to drive around 2nd. You can't let them shift to 3rd.
Keep it in the power band just in case.
Bring the
It's
bottom.
got to be ready.
You have to go to the drive out at the cookout just so that you can peel out leaving there. Even if you don't even want to get anything in the drive through, you still have to go through just so you can peel out leaving there.
Tunnels are good for that too. Underpasses.
We ran a '73 Mustang Fastback in Mississippi. It's the old circuit down in Mississippi, or Long Beach, Mississippi. Every Friday, Saturday night, hit the 4-way stop sign, hit the beach, turn around, go up to the drive-in or back again.
That was the circuit.
That is very short. We got a bigger one.
That
in
was
Williamsport.
back in 83, 84, and that just don't happen anymore.
Right.
Even people cruising downtown, you get 10, 12 people, the regulars, and
Yeah.
Worst guy in
they're
my
trying to
circuit.
bring it back, but it'll never happen.
Mexican spec lost the tread off of 2 tires on a trip in a 68 Cadillac hearse. Los Angeles to San Francisco and didn't lose air in either of them. You know what?
Interline.
So here's the best part of this. If you're driving from LA to San Francisco in a 68 Cadillac hearse, nobody's even going to question why you're driving on 2 flat tires with no, this is California.
They probably won't look at the tires. they'll be
probably
looking at
not.
everything else.
It's probably like the 100th weirdest thing they've seen all week there.
We just wondered if there's a body in that.
Right.
That's why he's headed to San Francisco.
Wendy says you better not burn up those new tires you got.
Worried about the drive shaft.
I gotta make sure the drive shaft gets on first.
He's been behaving as far as I can tell. I haven't seen him light up the block here.
If the old tires was on, I'd probably already been in trouble. with
Okay,
the
so-
parking lot.
We got like you guys ever seen King of the Hill? I got their hangout in the alley. Well, we got that right back here where their trailer is. That's the pits. That's where the party is. So last night I go to get gas. There's a gas station right next door, and I roll up. Yeah. And this weird guy that's standing at the pump, he asked me. He said, "I'll give you $30,000 for that car, plus $500 for my next paycheck."
Ding.
If your offer includes something from your next paycheck, you probably don't have 30,000. But that's besides the point. That wasn't even the interesting part about this guy. He's telling me how they built a DeLorean clone. And it's just like a DeLorean but with a different engine. Yeah, that's so
Does
okay.
that mean no flux capacitor?
And then he starts talking about Back to the Future. And then he tells us I'm leaving. The guy's yelling. I mean, this guy was yelling like I left a child in a car seat on the trunk with. He was yelling, "You gotta back up. You don't have room to get to 88 miles an hour leaving here." And I'm thinking, dude, you want to bet? I want to get away from you. So I left. And I thought, well, I wanted to see that I'm just going next door. He might come over here. So I left, gave him time to leave, and came back. But had I thought about them being out there, I would have stood up next door
Right
just to
through
let him hang out with me.
Right through the tree line.
Now that guy, if he'd seen the two twin white Valiants sitting there, it probably would have sent him into another dimension back to 1985.
He's out there driving around looking for the clock tower.
J. Russell Finch, as we have a retired cop in the room, I'm sure he's got some great stories like him.
Or good or bad?
Gotta be both.
Probably on the other side.
See, you guys didn't know the whole time, Mopar then, cop, he's watching you the whole time on the screens. You guys didn't even know that, right?
Tell them not to do it, too.
I did, but never waited for them to go inside.
You guys saying all your stuff, making all your pot jokes, and you got the dark right here. Wooden Metal Garage asked if there's any idea how many cars were there this year. There were over 3,000.
I heard yesterday 2,800, which was a record, and then I heard
Today,
it was over
Oh,
3,000.
there was some staff talking, saying it was over 3,000
This is
instead
the
of record.
biggest one they've had.
So,
Hot, like the heat index.
I never saw that hillside of cars. Just keep going.
So
I had to go upstairs to that second
beautiful
floor
thing.
balcony and take a picture
Yeah,
of the
see that,
fairgrounds.
let's see.
Yeah,
You could not see the end of the tents.
They went beyond the crest.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that was support vehicles, that's how much room they needed.
You
Let alone
could,
the swap meet.
you could not see everything at the show in 3 days. Not
No.
everything. It just would physically be possible.
Not if you wanted to see.
Yeah,
I'll have to say, with the amount of cars and the amount of people, they really did a pretty good job.
They organized it well.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there was no mishaps I saw.
Yeah.
And,
I didn't hear anybody, like an attendant wise, getting testy. Or,
no,
I didn't
no,
see
it.
anybody of the exhibitors, I used to do trade shows, but
Yeah.
that's what I call it. It is an exhibit, which is
I would have been
obviously.
telling you to hurry up.
Yeah, they did a good
Yeah.
job of directing people in and out of here, parking people. We didn't have any big problems, but it's been great.
Oh,
Come in day 3 and if you like to overheat, get ready for it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the turnaround to get in, get it straight.
We're sitting there. Was that this morning? That was just this morning, guys.
Yeah.
Some guy rolled in and was it Scamp?
Yeah.
He rolls into Scamp just boiling over hot because the line to get in was just the line to get in was probably what, New Jersey? It was a really long.
Yeah, you take your right, hit the roundabout,
Right.
come in.
Stay in the left lane so you don't get
You were backed up for miles to get in here. This guy, he got hot and he has an air inlet on his overflow bottle. And he came in here, it was a geyser of coolant coming out of his overflow.
I'm gonna put a tape measure.
A couple feet in the air. And it was coming
Trinity is
down
a
on
nice
his
car,
tank.
Trinity.
Yeah, it was.
Uh,
Anyway, we rolled it into his space for him and all was good. But hopefully he works with the cooling system a little bit, comes back. He had a nice car.
Mike just had it overfilled.
No, it was hot. It was
From
hot.
what I'm used to, that's not hot. Mine was hot.
Yeah, you got it hot.
You got it,
I told him,
guys
it's
are-
like, if we're in a piston contest, you need to go over there.
That value got hot.
250.
I'm glad I had a good concentration in it, because I get up to 240 before it peaked. Now, it's 5 seconds after I shut the motor off.
Okay, so this is where you get that out of context comment, and you don't know what came before it. Acted like him. Did he eat young men? What in the world are we talking about? Mexican spec. Is a Jeffrey Dahmer joke in here? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer. There we go. He sat down at our local bar next to a dude that looked and acted like Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey Dahmer had been dead for like 20 years. I think he's
Yeah.
in prison.
Wow, it's
Yeah.
like Elvis.
He met us with.
Right. You just see him when you wanted to. All right, guys. How's everybody holding up? I mean, we're 9/14.
Other than the
Oh, I
sun.
got
I mean, I don't care. I can hang out here.
I got all weekend.
I mean,
This
yeah,
whole weekend's
exactly.
been a blast.
I gotta
you,
hit the head.
you guys have been just like running low on sleep, so we definitely don't want to put them in.
Yeah.
These guys, it's amazing to even make it here. So we appreciate them joining us, but we don't want to keep being
Thank
here.
you.
I can tell it's been a long day.
That's the dedication.
How far did everybody come?
6 hours from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Got me beat.
You were moving to get here 6 o'clock.
Oh,
Same.
see, I don't.
6 hours.
Cruise control at 90, you know?
I got 3.5 in actually.
Atlantic City, 2 hours north, Williamsport,
Okay.
home of Little League World Series.
Yeah.
How far is it from Atlantic City?
It's supposed to be 3.5.
Okay.
It's supposed to be 4.5 because it was exit 266 or part the turnpike.
Yeah.
It said event traffic turn here. So I did like an idiot.
Wrong
You got
event.
here,
I was like miles from Hershey. I was in farmland and here the event was like some cow thing.
Oh,
Nice.
I didn't know where the hell I was. I have a flip phone, and my wife's like, I told you to bring your GPS, but my lighter fried near the wire. So I asked 2 county guys how to get
years
somewhere.
home with
They're getting in an argument. One's telling me, take 322 to this. He goes, no, don't take that. They're getting this argument, so I just walked away from the dump truck. So my wife's like, stay on 322 West, and I passed Hershey to college, and it was a long way, and I had to get on 322 West, 2 lanes, and like, I'm low on oil, don't even know it, and I'm in this traffic a little at a time. It's one of the things you.
We usually meet up and he follows me in
Well,
because I
since
know where to go.
3 that's how you got away with it.
Yeah.
If it's
That's what I said. I'm
If
like,
that'd been
I
like
think
4 to 7,
bulletproof.
it
Yeah,
would have been the end of it.
Does anybody use that Waze app for
I do.
their directions?
I did too.
I tell you, going in from the hotel into the fairgrounds, it actually rerouted me to go in the back way.
Yeah, that's what we took.
And
Brought
probably
me in to
saved
get
a
6.
good amount of time.
Oh, yeah.
But I know where it's at now.
I don't take the main road in or out of Carlisle.
Yeah.
I found out last year to take the backside
Backside.
roads.
I have no sense of direction. I have to do whatever it tells me.
Yeah.
Just no sense of
We
direction.
tried to come back 81 yesterday, and we still ended up going up the side of that mountain.
Yeah.
Last
It was
year,
Nice drive.
I was like,
It was
81
nice,
south.
nice and cool after the hot day.
we came back.
I didn't come in the normal one.
Last year, I was following GPS and got messed up somehow. Got on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. And I did not know that you can go 50 miles without an exit one way. Nowhere to turn around.
That's rural Pennsylvania.
I would have backed down that shoulder for a mile if I'd have known that to fix that mistake.
Yeah, because you go through the one, the rest stop. I should have known because I'm so used to, like, when we come up, the Susquehanna River.
Yep.
And then there's a rest stop after that. But
2
it
blocks
says,
from my house.
that one, it's 45 miles. This is the next rest stop. And it's
Yeah.
like,
Is that 81?
no, on the turnpike.
46. Yeah.
That's a fast road.
Yeah.
I about took the back end of a
We used to
cop
do
car off
$120
on
in my Fury, $140.
in the
Last
fall.
year, he was driving, man. He was doing 130. He had my speedometer pin. We were like
I
flying.
want to get lawn chairs and sit on that corner when people pass return of no return and they can't back up, just to watch them just. Because if I'm telling you, if you have an 8 tank of gas, you're not even getting
I
back.
know.
That's what that Lori did last night when she took me to Walmart. They had that purple ring on her.
Yes.
Yeah, she took me to Walmart and her husband stayed here.
You guys have got to just
She-
ride with everybody.
She was flying, man. She's like, she's telling me
Yeah, every
rear
time I look
direction.
at
I'm
her,
like
she's
not
right.
paying attention. And
This-
she went flying past me. She backed up. I'm like, holy shit, you must be related to
This
And my wife's like, you can't back up. You can't. Oh, I can back up. No worries.
it has been
Just a
kind of
little at a
fun.
time, little at a time.
Just, you've had like classic Uber all weekend.
I know, yeah.
Everybody gave us rides, man. There's people in the 383 with no, he lost his exhaust. I'm like, that's your whole exhaust you lost? It was just a street pipe.
Right.
I don't run mufflers. I don't believe that. I'm like,
It's okay.
So
What?
I'm trying to call my
What
wife
size
on the
of motor
phone
is
this
he running?
morning and like that thing's like,
Ah, it was like, no, not me. The older I get, the more I like mufflers. It makes a big difference.
I wear earplugs at work. I don't want to have to wear them in my car.
I do.
All right, I know. We don't want to pin you guys down.
No, no worries. I'm gonna hit the
You're
head. But
But we really appreciate you dropping by.
I appreciate all you guys. It's
Thanks
a
for
pleasure
being the
meeting
guest
you again.
gatekeeper.
No, it was
You got
fun.
the time to cut it out.
It was a lot of
always
fun.
a lot of fun.
That was kind of. I kind of want to do that again. But
You should do it. He's on there.
Right.
And then you
I'll
came
find
up in the elevator with me.
Yes, we were
I
talking.
told my son, I'm so out of it. And like, you're like, what floor? I'm like 318. That's my engine. Yeah.
That's the irony. We're in three.
That's
We're
our room
318.
Really?
And I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's cool.
That's what I'm telling him. I didn't know who you were.
Yeah.
So he pushes two. I tell him 318. He's like, oh, that's cool. I said, yeah, it's the only good thing that happened. So
Right.
he goes, oh yeah, I heard. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I'm John. Well, yeah.
You had just told me like
Yeah,
minutes
yeah.
before that
Right.
you were up, yeah.
Right.
So then I follow him out the elevator,
Onto,
come into here or something, right? Is that where
Yeah,
you're at?
yeah.
Yeah, and he turned around aside, he goes, dude, like.
I was
trying to push you back in the elevator.
You said you're getting off at 3, you better get
One
back
more
in the
floor
elevator.
up, you gotta go.
Jay Russell Finch at UTG just posted a new video. I shot that for him
Yeah,
today.
it's
So it's
good.
probably
we
the one.
waited while you did it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
that was a good find on the oil filter thing, that was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, tell them the truth about the socket and what you need to do to fix
Yeah, I
it.
was just telling them. So if you have a Mopar and you need to take a socket, but the rounded edge on the socket is too deep, that little shallow hex in the middle of the oil filter thread on the Mopar. So take a socket, it's a 1 inch, and put it flat on your belt sander until all of that round edge is gone. Now it'll fit on there and it'll twist that
Deck
thing.
it.
Yeah.
Take 20,000 off.
You don't have to get a fly cutter or anything.
And
Just
that
stick it on the
Snap-on
belt
probably
sander.
has one for $47.
Yeah, just do it, and then that's forever. You can use it for other stuff, but that forever is your oil filter adapter socket.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Cool.
fun with
I
that.
went out and checked about an hour ago. It's dry.
Yeah.
Now you look out the window, you see all that oil. all over that.
Just for that.
Oh, well.
You guys bouncing?
Thanks
Pleasure.
so much. Pleasure meeting all
Pleasure.
you guys. Have
Nice
fun.
meeting you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I might actually see
Thanks,
you
John.
up at,
Yeah, I'll look for you
You're
at
not too
Syracuse.
far.
Are you going to the Adirondack Nats too? Lake George?
Yes, I'm actually scheduled
Yeah,
to
okay.
go.
I'll be there, man.
Have the
Let
same
me-
journey.
Say that.
Take care.
Right?
Okay.
Police.
You going up to Adirondack?
Right.
That's all easy for you. That's the simple stuff, like wire off.
I like your cars. Twin brothers. twin cars.
It's fun to
The
just
gang
Ray
goes
Gun
back.
Pardue, you want to
not
write
Gotta be
comments?
safe.
not having twins or having twins.
You ever done that?
and you get people looking.
It's simple.
It's
You
like
click on
that
one,
second
highlights
book,
it.
dude. You sit
If you
back and
unclick it and
look,
unhighlights it,
figure out what's
If you
up.
click another one, it changes it.
Yep. Have a good evening, John.
Recreating the scene from Airplane, maybe. So, okay, so this is like that weird hour of the live where you just do whatever you want. So we can just head whenever, but I mean, if anybody's got any questions or anything, just whatever. And,
Remind your viewers that you got footage from Carlisle coming up on your channel.
yeah, we got some footage together doing some different stuff. It was kind of hard because just the events of the weekend just kept breaking it up. But we just shot some random stuff and we put it out here pretty soon. It's so much fun hanging out with these guys. It really is.
It's
I would
really
love to do more stuff with all of them.
It's nice to put a face with and a handshake with a screen name.
Absolutely.
We never met you or Tony or.
Well, so with Knights, I've always wanted to bring down to Carlisle.
Yeah.
I thought about it last couple of years. Like, let's do this. And then Uncle Tony and we started chatting about going to Carlisle. Hey, I'm going to Carlisle. Hey, we just stayed one. And it turned into a festive.
Off the central.
So I started like 6 months ago saying, hey, I'm staying here. If you want to stay here, make a recommendation. If you go and email me, and I'll let you, we'll just get everything. So I started 6 months out working on anybody wanting to come and show up and do this. So
Here we are.
we're having a blast. We should do this again and have more people.
Sold out. There
Yeah.
was no room.
Next year. On the
What I'm thinking,
20% discount if you book now for Carlisle.
what I'm thinking is maybe next year we can run like a real hospitality tent and do this thing right with a schedule ahead of time and
You
just.
want to make the big time?
We're gonna do it right.
What is this?
Well, they got to know what they're missing.
It's the back parking lot pit crew.
So Vince here, LB Bruins, has a question for Mopar Ben. He asks me, but this is a question for you. He's sitting right here. He can see you too. He says, what's he looking for the interior on the convertible?
Oh.
Looking for a trim piece.
I need a chrome trim piece. It goes above the interior door panel. And it's actually A lot of times they're in the panel itself. This one actually sits above. It's 39 inches long exactly. And they're interchangeable.
39 inches long.
Yeah, and they're interchangeable left to right. You just flip them. But it seems to be elusive so far, but I'm gonna keep looking.
Good night, Winter Outlaw.
Brian?
Yep.
See,
Hopefully
you know
we'll
these
see you
guys.
soon.
This is new to me. This is a whole different world I've never seen.
Only cool people come on here.
Wow, this is.
The trolls are afraid to come on here.
Yeah,
I rough them up.
yeah. I bet.
Oh,
Hey, we got our new gatekeeper over here. The rude Mopar dude is running the comments.
We're both part doing that.
Oh, look at this. So Uncle Tony's Garage is on. Kathy's asking us, who's your crew? Kathy, we've got the English brothers right here. You know, Don and Wendy English. This is Don. Can you see? Make sure to pan that around. Make sure Don is on here. You can pan around if need be.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, so we got Don English right
Uncle
here.
Kathy.
You got Tony's babysitter right here.
wait a minute. No, you got Don's twin, like the
Yeah.
twin Valiants. Don and Ron.
Don's twin is a hoot. Who would have ever thought? So in the thumbnail for this video, he's the dude in the back photo bombing it. And Kathy, this is Mopar Den.
Hi, Kathy.
Where's
All right,
that?
don't get too.
Mechanics tape
Yeah,
works
right.
for electric and your thumb.
Don is the careful one.
The infamous Don.
Wow.
This is Mopar Den.
He had to take.
I got to be the one to stand back and shake my head.
The Mopar Den right here. And we have Rude Mopar Dude. We got Charles, the Rude Mopar Dude.
Get your head in there.
Yeah, duck in there so Kathy can
There
see
you
you.
go.
That's
Hey,
Rude
Kathy.
Mopar Dude. Who's not rude at all. But that's just his screen name.
I think he does it just to keep the traffic.
Get together, man. I thought we were closing this half a minute.
No, we were, but we're starting to grow more over here.
Kathy is so nice.
Oh, did Kathy get to see what's coming there?
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, she
Oh,
was-
show it to her. Show it to her.
Yeah,
Hey, Kathy, check this out. Check this out.
Ooh, hard back.
Hold that up to, get that closer.
That's on 10.
Yeah.
Tell them about that.
Kathy, John's gonna be bringing that down to you. That's, you can put that on the shop wall. I figured you needed a little New York reference. That's from the Syracuse Nationals. And one of the artists up there took a panel and did that whole panel. And pinstriped it and did the artwork as well. So that's gonna be for your shop down there, you and Tony.
How cool is that?
Awesome.
What is it?
That's really nice work.
Kathy's a legit artist. She's very creative, very artistic. So I'm sure she appreciates that.
She painted the cougar, right?
Is that the same guy that painted that shield?
I think it's a different artist.
Is it a different
Yeah.
artist?
Yeah, that's a different artist.
Okay, Unfinished Project wants to know when dark sport videos will be beginning to drop. I just had something that is going to make that even harder to get that stuff done. But I will say this: I've got to get those inner fenders finished up so I can fog and put the front end back in. The front end is done; it's just not reinstalled in the car. Everything's bead blasted, all the parts are in, everything is there. I just need to finish the inner fenders, then the front end will go together quickly, and you guys will get to see it all. Now, once the front end on the dark sport is done, I'm going to put the rear end in it. I'll do a little bit back there, not much, but then it's going to be ready to make a few shakedown passes, and I got some really fun stuff planned for that. You guys will get to see all of it.
I look forward to it every day and know what shows up.
Yep, it'll be a blast. You guys are gonna love what I'm gonna do with that car first. I got a whole series of things. It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. We don't guess about where Tony is. He's probably
Kentucky?
he wouldn't be going to Kentucky.
No, it's been Bristol probably, right?
You think so? You think he's back to Tennessee by now?
What time you drop you off?
He's probably
Probably around the Bristol area.
down there.
That's up right north.
South
north
Yeah,
of the border.
Yeah.
Where's
Oh.
he located in the state?
You're sure paying buddy, according to Wendy.
Sketchy.
We was talking about
But that sketchy shirt is so appropriate for this weekend.
Capital sketchy.
We have seen sketchiness like you wouldn't believe.
But it's only
Those are
100 miles.
sketchy, yeah.
It's only 100 miles.
I like how both Don and Wendy English and Rude Mopar dude are on the stream and posting at the same time. Both of them. That's a first.
Jamie on down there?
No, I'm on here.
Oh, that's you over there.
Hey,
I got wife Wendy, got
There you
wrong.
go, I got you on that.
J. Russell Finch said that you're bilocating. Is that like a new thing? Did that come from California?
I think I clicked on the thank you from Kathy, and then I went back to the beautiful because I missed one.
I thought bilocating was like a new thing you could self-identify as.
Never heard.
I don't.
I
You can leave me out of that.
Restroom for that or something?
don't know.
Everybody's welcome on that.
Take it outside. Find a tree.
Take it out to the front parking
Man
lot.
or woman up.
Yeah.
We're not scared.
I remember one time at our local junkyard, the guy that runs it, some guy came in there and said, "Do you have restrooms?" He said, "All kinds of them, trees out in the yard."
All kinds of them.
Yeah.
Second tree on the left.
Tall ones, short ones, old ones.
Kathy had to correct garage to garage. That works.
Garbage.
I'm glad you're here, Uncle Kathy. I appreciate that. We just wanted to come have some fun and hang out here. So if Tony will bring you next time, you are welcome to join us. We'll have fun, and you can be on this side of the camera having fun with us.
Wendy's committed next year, so you'll have somebody to hang out.
Hey, Kathy, we've had assistant gatekeepers all night, so you don't have to run the comments. So we had Roland George running comments as the gatekeeper, and then Rude Mopar doing relief him as the gatekeeper. So it's pretty nice. Like it's usually you or I running the comments.
So I apologize.
Ultra Kathy.
Ultra.
I got corrected.
Oh,
Vince corrected me to Ultra.
Wife Wendy will contest that it was Uncle Kathy from the start that shall remain Uncle Kathy.
That's what.
Right.
That's what the
But we
coffee
won't
mug
step
said.
When
Coffee mug said.
And she made the coffee mug.
yeah, when
That same
Well,
night,
she
come
wants
out
another
after
one.
Kathy, she opened the package.
like when someone gets married, changes name, I don't ever remember the new one. I'm like, if it took me like 15 years to remember the old one, I will you'll be divorced before I ever remember this new
This
one.
could be
So I
nice.
just stick with whatever I remember.
Consider it a nickname
Yeah,
at this point.
maybe just Kathy. Well, but how do you differentiate her from other Kathys? See, you gotta have
Well, you can't say, oh, her.
no. Can't be just Kathy.
No.
We had a great time, Kathy.
Greg McDonald says schizophrenics biolocate all the time. Okay. He
Okay.
says that with the kind
What
of
is that?
authority that he's
Is
not
that-
guessing.
Sounds like he knows what he's talking
He
about.
does.
Bad experience.
She says we need a better mic. Well, we do. You don't realize how far away we are from this laptop. We needed a better mic today. I hope the sound turned out
Well, there's less of us now.
We need a better camera
Well,
person.
we could, but we also,
We're pretty much done.
you could set up a lap, but it ain't gonna happen.
We could have been doing this on the end of the queen size bed.
We need a cat.
Or not. You
Yeah,
could have
that's
been doing
fine.
this on the week.
Well, we would have almost ended up doing it in a room if they were sold out.
Yeah, I mean, this is great accommodation. It's a lot of fun. A pizza party in here.
The ladies downstairs
Now we're
were
just hanging out.
fantastic.
The staff here has been really good. They've been very nice. They tolerated that massive oil spill in the parking lot in George. I mean, it looks like the Exxon Valdez docked out front out there. You just can't
I didn't
it.
see that yet.
Man,
Did you
don't
know
walk in it. See it first.
It's gonna be the
that? I'll
switch.
hydroplane in my flip flop.
Yeah. Sounds like bathroom echo. Well, it doesn't sound exactly like bathroom echo. but-
It is carbon.
Yeah.
It's not much of a conference room, honestly.
No.
It's an A body,
Yeah.
though we're, I don't know how, no.
He's going this way. I can.
The viewers can't see it, but out the window is a nice mountain view out the back.
There is.
Yeah.
Well, there's a bunch of hot rods parked out there.
There's-
It's cool. There's
that's-
out there.
This is a good place to stay. You jump right on the interstate here, and it's convenient to stuff. It's pet friendly. You've got a gas station right here on the corner, so you can fuel up before you leave
With free entertainment.
with a lot of freedom. You know what? That's something I.
Oh, the lady that jumped the curb on me.
Yeah.
That quick. Don was pulling in to get gas, and I was in Gurley, the 6-cylinder, and I'm putting behind him after he pulls in. And I'm pulling in, and I get like 2/3 of the way around the corner, and this lady in this an SUV of some type, but it's kind of low slung. And she like does this startle look, and she just turns the wheel right, puts it in gear, and she's you know how they run the curve
Yeah.
around the end of the parking lot,
Nice.
so it stalls, so you don't hit the corner that
Yeah.
hard. She four wheels it, exhaust over, and just keeps going. It's like
She's a pro.
it's the Turkey Hill. I think it's the Magnet.
I'll tell you
It's
what,
the guy where you met your friend.
as much as
Not my
we've
friend.
seen, as much as we've seen over there, we need to just take lawn chairs and hang out in the parking lot.
We should pull that trailer side.
I am for real. It's that entertaining over there. It's a magnet.
True.
All the more reason to stay here next year.
Somebody asked what's on the walls. It's wallpaper.
It's
Textured wallpaper.
commercial money,
Yeah.
It's
cheap
stuff.
commercial money
It is stuff.
stuff.
Maybe one of you guys could be a Mopar Uber. Well, that's been happening this weekend.
Not in the dark.
The Georges, they've been yeah.
Don't trust
Oh,
them.
no more Uber.
You know, Uber, first of all, they require a car that's like newer than 10
Four-door.
years or something.
Portal.
They require four-door newer than 10 years. They have a strict fire harm prohibition, so that is out for me. I just, I can't think of anything about Uber that would work for me.
I'm busy on something else.
I don't want any strangers.
So I guess
in
the
my car.
58 pickup doesn't cut the mustard.
Yeah, probably not. This is the wrong channel for Uber to come recruit drivers.
Hop in the 8-foot bed, seats many.
Well, the problem is with the drivers from this crew is you get a green light, it don't pay for the tire.
Let's pay for the time.
There's two in there.
So J. Russell Finch's, say maybe post it, make a commissioner fee for being that Mopar Uber. I don't know how that would work. Oh, Dallas is in. Hey, Dallas is asking, I just made it, what did I miss? Everything. Hey, check this out. So
Oh,
this
is time out
is Dallas. No, this is Dallas, not Dakota. Okay, Dallas, check this out. Mopar Dean gave me this. Look at this artistry here. Hand pinstriped welding shield. Is that cool or what? Also, check this out. So another channel regular gave me this, a program from the very first Chryslers at Carlisle.
Oh, nice.
And we've had some cool stuff go on here. We've had a lot of fun tonight.
That 1991.
Everybody's asking the very first year.
1991. So this is the 31st Chryslers at Carlisle.
Just as hot.
And they set a record on attendance day over 3,000 cars.
You couldn't look at every car.
Did it say how hot it was that day?
It was hot. It was hot today.
Oh, thunderstorm, thunderbiller.
It's
Torrential downpour.
Those are cool. Yes, they are. Right? See, Dallas likes cool old stuff. Oh,
Nostalgia, yeah.
what's the deal on the Buicks, the cruise that happens, that deal?
Oh, Continental Island. It's,
Yes.
Yeah.
Dallas needs to know about this.
Yeah, if you look up if you can Google them, the Lower Hudson Valley Buick Club, they do an annual, it's like a car cruise. It's more or less an informal get together, but they have it on Continental Island. And if you're a history buff, that's on the east shore of the Hudson River. And back in the Revolutionary War, the Revolutionary Army took a chain across the river to keep the British ships from going north up the Hudson. On that island, they have original remnants of the chain and the actual stanchion that the chain was attached to. Of course, the other side is West Point Military Academy. So it's a pretty neat area. And they do a Buick cruise. Sometimes they'll do Buicks and Olds and Pontiac to go with the BOP, get together. But if you're a Buick fan, I know Dallas is. I don't know what the dates are on that because last year it was canceled. I'm not sure if they have one scheduled this year yet, but I'll message you or I'll let John know. John can pass it along.
That sounds like a pure Buick guy. That sounds like a
Yeah.
What time,
powerful.
what
And there's-
time of the year was that?
It's typically like around September.
That's
we'll do it-
later in the
yeah.
fall.
And what's really neat about that place is they have a caretaker. He has his own residence on the island, and he's responsible for caretaking the island. And when you get there, he'll give a tour, and he'll talk about and show all the historic factors. Benedict Arnold's flight when he tried to escape. He crossed this island and up.
I
There's
love
railroad tracks now, but up along
I love the cruise, but the history behind it.
the history is yeah. It's just it's a great tour that the guy gives. I mean, he's a history buff himself.
People don't care about history.
Right.
Well, they should. Well,
Yes, they
unfortunately, they don't get it. Well, yeah,
Absolutely.
Right.
we're not getting into that.
Yeah.
Well, but you
We
have
do.
to. I mean, history.
It's gonna happen.
If you don't know what has happened, you're not gonna know what's going on.
Right. You can't erase history.
History is
Yeah,
important.
just because you don't agree with it, you can't erase it.
Mexican specs, and I live in a fairly small town, an Uber ride to the other side of town is like $250 US. I have no idea how to rank that with anything.
I don't either. The first time I did was in Denver, and it was about $70 to get from the airport to
Whoa.
where we were staying.
That must
So
have been a nice car.
no,
$70.
yeah, it was expensive.
How far was it? I
It was a good ride. It was a good half an hour ride, but
Wow,
45
okay.
minutes. But
That's why I'm glad I
With
did
that New York City prices.
yeah, in Denver.
I remember when I was,
The first half mile.
I don't know how old I was. I was probably maybe like 13, 14 years old. We went to Washington, D.C., had to go there for like a meeting or something. We rode in a couple of cabs over there. You ever seen the movie DC Cab?
Mhm.
Okay, that wasn't fiction. These cabs really were. This was really, these cabs, like there was one called, I remember the Lunar Cab Company. For real, the Lunar Cab Company. Some dude was driving, and that car had, sounded like a rod knob in it. And it didn't phase him. You could tell he'd been riding around with this rod knob. He was just waiting. It's an old Caprice, you know, and the car was lime green. And we're just
I can
riding
see it
around,
now.
and it just just the whole time. Didn't bother him. You could tell he was completely
You go
used to
drive
it.
until it makes more noise.
Yeah.
than that.
It was a Caprice. It was about 78, 9
There
Caprice.
was no local cab company, just.
He's the Lunar Cab Company. I remember the name of it because it was stenciled on the doors. And we rode another one that was really hoopty. It was, yeah, I mean, the inside of this cab, it was a sedan, but the inside of it looked like a French hoe house or something. It just, I don't know. The cabs, I couldn't believe. I guess in DC, at least at that time, they have a bunch of privateers that go just do their
That's
thing,
what I
right?
think, yeah.
Yeah, so they're not like,
The original Uber.
right, they're not like corporate where they're all, you know, it's nothing like cash cab, you know, where it's clean and spacious.
I learned stuff on that.
Oh, you have to answer the questions right to get the
Right,
next block, right? Yeah.
No, for
yeah.
them not to kick you out.
You get 3 strikes and you're out.
We strikes right out of the cage.
Dallas
Yeah.
is steeped in Americana.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, sir.
In that area, there's a lot. I mean, you have FDR's homestead up there.
Or a patriotic crew. I need to bring an American flag to hang on the canopy next year. It just needs one.
I know there's a red,
That's
white,
fitting.
I know there's a red, white, and blue cars in the parking lot right now.
Mexican.
There is.
Mexican.
As a matter of
sticks.
fact, I saw that
Yeah.
fella over at the Carlisle ground. Did you see that? Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
I complimented him.
I would love to see the hood down on it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry.
Because as we say, Mexicans mixes, the airport adds a fee. Airport adds a fee for everything. What are you talking about? What doesn't the airport add a fee? Every airport adds a fee for everything. All right, guys. We're just up approaching the weird hour.
Is it
It's
getting
Saturday
to that?
night. Yeah, so it's Saturday night. People are doing other things. They're either going to bed or going out partying. But either way, they're just we can let them hang it up. So
Going to bed.
Uncle Tony's wide-eyed trying to find that egg.
yeah. Greg McDonald says MAGA make A-bodies great again. So A-bodies are always great. We don't have to make them great again.
Them things are tiny.
She's got an idea when Uncle Tony's getting home. When he gets there.
It'll be late o'clock.
It's one of those no phone call is a good phone call.
Kathy, you
No.
still on? Talk to Tony. Is he okay?
Yeah, take care of Tony for us.
You gotta
Hard
voice the
it
text
is.
over the.
Well, it's been long standing when we road trip. Made it. Yeah, okay, we're good. Everybody home safe.
Oh, wow. So J. Russell Finch said, a guy took an Uber from North Carolina, I guess to California, 40 hours, $5,500.
How bad do you want
And
it?
he's sitting there thinking, I need an Uber driver.
Brian,
That's not bad.
our older brother Brian, he was in the military, come home, couldn't get from Harrisburg, which is right About 10, 12 miles from here. We'll round it off to 100 mile. Come home, surprised military didn't have a way. He took a cab, $112.
Man.
Saw mama. So he was in possession of
Oh,
a 68
years ago,
satellite
with
at
the
that time.
military, if something happens and it's called Red Cross,
Oh, there's our pet.
there's
Yeah,
our plug.
go ahead and do your plug. Do your plug
Do your
and we'll
plug.
shut down the live.
All right, don't be
No,
afraid.
come on over
You
here.
got
Do your
23
plug.
viewers on.
All right, you should do it.
Alice, mom got us into it years ago. It was a challenge. I was going to donate more blood than she did. Turned into a
Step up, son.
No, come on up there. Come on up there.
Donated till I couldn't, almost 20 gallons. He's still donating on a regular basis. Save lives. Every day. It's needed every day.
We're over 23 gallons between us, so.
23 year old. Yeah, it's I almost forget the numbers. It's like asking how old your kids are.
That's
You guys are
that's a worthy cause. All right,
Yes.
guys.
It's the best thing you can do for free. The only thing it costs is time. You can work on a car, you can down and up somebody you'll never meet.
Just make sure you eat
Three
supper
cup of
before
orange
you
juice. Revisit.
Two if you.
to
Okay.
eat first. The first time I ever donated, I did it on an empty stomach.
Get
Wrong
lightheaded.
idea.
Yeah, get lightheaded.
Yep, no, I was working second shift. I made it about 20 minutes into heat. They took me after lunch room.
Don't scare them off.
Gives a good reason to get a half a hoagie on the way to work.
So the thing is if you want advice on donating blood, you need to ask the English boys because they know how to do it. All right, guys. We're gonna shut it down here. Kathy's asking what happened. What happened is these guys gave a nice blood, but they blood. That's what happened.
It's always needed. Doesn't matter where you're at.
Yes, always needed. It doesn't mean you're always going to lose all
Blood
of
is a
it,
commodity.
but it's a commodity, yes.
All right, guys.
It's a shame they charge for it though.
We're gonna shut this thing down. Thank all of you guys for coming out. We're hanging. You're just doing. You guys are just doing the same thing with us that we've done anyway while we've been here the last 2 nights. We instead of just hanging out like king of the hill in the alley out there by the trailer and cars, you're just doing it with us. It's the same exact thing. We just did it in a nice room tonight with all of you guys. So
Great bunch of guys here.
yeah,
Now,
we've had a blast.
This whole weekend was more than I could expect. My uncle come down, got to talk to. The way they both had their heads stuck under that fender well was just
Yeah.
priceless.
Did you tell Uncle Sonny's the builder of both of those guys?
Well, yeah.
I've been gone for a while. I was out and I didn't hear what some of the conversations were.
Oh, they had both their heads under that well.
Uncle Tony showed up and you couldn't put a millimeter between his smile and his earlobes when he's
That
talking to
car
this
is
old
seen
man.
from the live stream. So you already knew all about that it was coming.
Well,
See the person.
When you did your virtual car show and he's like,
Yeah. It's
It's fun to watch people point and ask questions. My question,
does Carlisle for trophy judging and all that, can you go online and they tell you the numbers? Because I don't want to go back to 9 o'clock in the morning just to have to turn around and go back home.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I think they do.
I was wondering
Yeah.
because
I
don't
for
know how-
trophies and such, they charge you a fee.
Yeah.
It's like, well, is there that much of a demand? People don't want to come back Sunday just for a trophy.
Huh.
Yeah.
$15 mail it to them. But I didn't come down for a trophy, but I'd build a shelf for one if I got one.
Hey,
I'm certain they do. I don't know what the time frame is that they get it posted. You know?
I don't know.
well, tell you what, did Tony get mobbed? You know, he had a good crowd. A lot of people came up to meet him, like Lone Wolf Customs and these guys. And there were other folks that wanted to meet him, but he was in and out so quick because he had such a mission to do. So, but
what was that young gentleman's name that was so adamant?
David.
I was on the
Yep.
picture of
David, that's the picture there to hold up to the
15-year-old
We'll get
with his permit. It was,
yeah,
I felt so bad for him.
it's the way it goes.
That's such his life.
But the good news is that he'll have lots of opportunities later. You know what? He needs to get his
He got
license.
luck.
Yeah,
He needs
he's
to
gonna
get
have-
in that New York
He's
and
going to
drive it
build
down
some
there.
cool cars.
He said something about that. I don't know.
He should just do it. That's what should happen. All right, guys, we're gonna shut it down. Thanks for coming out. We're gonna do this again. And our guest gatekeeper, Rude Mopar dude, he's gonna hit his broadcast up in the corner. See, I'm gonna walk him through it, and it's fun, isn't it? It didn't broadcast.
All right, bye, guys.
See ya. You sure?